Hi, my name is Cy Porter, and I'd like to talk to you about putting your creativity into training. If you're an artist, dancer, actor, writer, sculptor, any form of art, you're involved in creativity, and exactly the same way that athletes put their sport into training, you can put your creativity into training to become a better artist and to help facilitate more creativity. If you're like me, you don't look forward to structure, dogma, any kind of pre-established rules. I know myself that is not something that I normally am really interested in doing. But that's all the more reason to consider creating a schedule for your creativity. It supplies a structure. It's sort of like supplying a skeleton. One thing I've discovered doing different forms of art, that a couple of well-chosen rules can do wonder for the whole process of practicing art. So here's what you do. You get a calendar and you make sure it's somewhere where you can always find it. Hang it on the wall, put it in that drawer where you know where to find it. And you want to decide, okay, every day I'm going to paint for half an hour. Or every day I'm going to sculpt for 20 minutes. You want to start with an achievable goal. And each time that you do that, you mark that on the calendar. If you're starting with 20 minutes, write 20 down for that day, where you can see it. You want to use it like a Sharpie, a marker, where you can see it and stick to it. And when you are painting or writing, make sure that you're not doing anything else at all. That 20 minutes or that half an hour or that 40 minutes is reserved exclusively for that practice and nothing else. And do it regularly. Do it 5 days a week, do it 7 days a week, 3 days a week, and make sure that you establish that pattern for several months. And also, I make these tutorials to get the word out about I have a story I've been producing in animation form at solomation.com that I'm making free available to the public. And if you like my tutorials, please take a little bit of time and check out my animation story at solomation.com. I appreciate it very much. So when you have your training program for your artistic efforts, what does that do? Okay, for one thing, what it does, it's like putting a handle on your creativity. It gives you a point of control so that you can then, after you get in the habit of painting for half an hour each day, then you can make it 35 minutes each day, and it's regular and it's consistent, and it is a definite improvement that you're not floating around where one week, oh, I think I worked a lot more than on another week. And that way you can be sure of improving your artwork by first establishing the schedule with the time frames, and then you can make adjustments to those time frames to gradually build up. If you would love to be an obsessed artist, most people can't just wake up one day and be an obsessed artist. The way most people in sports can't wake up one day and run a marathon. It takes training. It takes a gradual build-up, and it makes it easier to make it to where when you want to go into that creative mode of working, you have the training to be able to do it for hours easily, and you can't just wake up one day and do that. It takes adjustment to build up that you're reforming the way your mind works and the way your energy and enthusiasm and attention works. So in that way, you're developing those muscles exactly the same way someone in sports is in training. You're increasing the amount of attention you can pour onto your projects. You're increasing the amount of focus you have. You're increasing your ability to put aside everything else in your life and go deep into that artistic practice. And you can do it gradually by first establishing a certain doable time segment. I know for me it's a great encouragement if I had a week where a lot of things were going on and I was really distracted and I made it through the week and I looked back and I looked at the calendar and I saw that I achieved my time goals. I felt secure in the fact that I maintained the artistic practice in my life. And if I didn't have the schedule with the calendar, I know it seems completely counterintuitive and uncreative, but all the more reason creative people need to have that structure, non-creative element in their creative work in order to it's like steel. Steel is both flexible and rigid. You need that rigidness in your artwork to help make the flexibility stronger. The same thing kicks in with this practice as what happens with athletes too. Once you can see it, once you can look at the calendar and see the numbers, there's something that happens with us to where we want to push the numbers, and so it becomes a kind of game that will push you towards being a stronger, more focused artist, because when you see those numbers, there's something that happens in our brains. An athlete knows that they ran 5 miles in a certain amount of time, and because they have that knowledge of that definite time frame, they can set a new goal and work towards it, and it's no longer, you're not really sure if you were a better runner that day or not. But there's something where all of a sudden we are able to focus on our artwork more hours, and it's a natural motivator. It makes it to where it's easier for you to get into the zone and get a lot more artwork done, because part of our brain sees those numbers and it drives us to be better artists. And what's really fun, if you do this for a few years, you can look back and you can say, wow, in such and such a year I was writing half an hour Saturday and Sunday, and now I'm writing half an hour every day of the week, and you really get a sense of how you've improved and become a more creative, active artist. So let me know if this was helpful to you. Leave a comment, and if you'd like me to make more of these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you have any time to spare at all, I would greatly appreciate it if you checked out solomation.com. It's my labor of love, and I hope your art goes well, and I hope you have a good day.